Problem 1 from the test. When I look at this, I'm like, hey, I need to distribute through. So I just got to be careful to make sure I hit the points correctly, that I distribute through correctly. So I do -7 times 2a, -14a. -7 times a -4 will be plus 28. Now I distribute through here. -10a, -2 times a +2, -4. Now let's move all a's to one side, all numbers to the other. So all variables one way, all numbers to the other. I'm gonna move them just over to the left. So I'm just gonna add 10a. It won't make any difference. It goes away here. 0 to -4. So you're left with a -4 on that right-hand side. What am I left with on the left? -14a plus 10a is 4a plus the number 28. I now need to move this number over. So I'm minus 28. Now, this was -4a. I thought I wrote that, but I didn't. It's -4a because -14a plus 10a is -4a. I now subtract my 28. Sorry about that. I get -4a, -32. I divide by -4. And I'm going to get a as a +8 for problem 1. Problem 2, going to distribute through again. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. 2 times 2n, 4n minus 6 equals what I have over here. N plus 3n is 4n. Lose 1, lose 5, lose 6. At this point, you should notice, hey, they're the same thing. So no matter what I do, whatever you plug in for n, if n is 5, it's going to be the same answer on both sides. All real numbers are going to work. It's an infinite number of solutions. But if you didn't, you would have moved your 4n over, and then you would have been left with -6 equals -6, which is always true, which tells you there's an infinite number of solutions. What we really sort of like is, hey, all real numbers work here. Hey, a lot of you said, no solution, nobody works. No, everybody works. No matter what number you stick in there, the two sides are going to be equal. Here, well, as soon as we say, oh, butterfly method, these multiplied equal these multiplied. So 3 times the 2n minus 6 is going to equal 4 times the n plus 3. I distribute through 6n, 3 times that, minus 18. Distribute the 4 through, 4n, 4 through to the 3, 12. Now, move all variables to one side, numbers to the other. So I subtract 4n, I get 2n minus 18 equals 12. I now move the 18 over, add 18, 2n is 30, divide by 2, and you have your answer of 15. Oops, went backwards, not forwards. This one I expect to give some of you trouble. Well, as soon as I see it, I know I'm going to try and isolate this fraction here. So I need that 8 to move over. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. That tells you that c minus 1 divided by 3 has to come out to be 4, which you should have been able to look at this and said, hey, what plus 8 is 12? 4. That c minus 1 over 3 has to be a 4. Now, I need to undo this dividing. So I'm going to multiply by 3, multiply by 3. The 3's cancel. You're left with c minus 1 equals 12. Add your 1, add your 1. C is 13. Simple enough. Divide by -2, divide by -2. What happens when we divide by negative? The inequality flips. N is greater than or equal to -6. Here, solve for D. -D, the 1 minus 12 is the same as minus 11. Not going to move anything until I clean up everybody. So I combine like terms. Now I'm going to move my 11 over, add 11, add 11. Opposite of D, less than or equal to -9. I need to divide by -1. Sign must flip. Negative divided by negative is +9. Gonna do 2 more. Okay, no big deal. Let's move that n over. How do I move a negative n? I add an n. And oops, don't know what that is. So I get 6n minus 3 bigger than -21. Add 3, 6n is bigger than -18. Divide by 6, n is bigger than -3. It doesn't flip because I didn't divide by a negative.